In New York City, Tom, an actor portraying a priest in a supernatural horror movie, is investigating the set alone late at night. During his solitary exploration, he meets a mysterious and violent death at the hands of an unseen supernatural force. Following this tragic incident, Peter, the film's exacting and demanding director, decides to bring in Anthony Miller, an aging actor struggling with alcoholism, to take over Tom's role. Anthony's daughter, Lee, who is currently suspended from high school, serves as his personal assistant on the set. Both father and daughter are grappling with their grief over the recent loss of their mother, which adds another layer of tension to their already strained relationship. As the production progresses, it is revealed that Miller has a painful history of being a victim of sexual abuse, a trauma that haunts him through persistent flashbacks both on and off the set. His struggles become increasingly apparent as he finds it difficult to focus and perform, prompting Peter to consider replacing him. Peter is critical of Miller's troubled history, including his lost faith, which he sees as a hindrance to his performance. As the film continues, Lee grows more worried about her father's erratic behavior, which includes self-harm, sleepwalking, and a refusal to take his prescribed medication. Amidst the growing concern, Lee befriends Blake, a popular television actress who plays the role of a possessed girl in the film. Together, they seek the advice of Father Connor, a Catholic priest and psychiatrist who has been brought in as a consultant to lend authenticity to the movie's depiction of possession and exorcism. They hope he can provide insight into Miller's alarming behavior. Things take a turn for the worse when Miller, during a scene, begins to act in a deeply unsettling manner, almost as if he is genuinely possessed. He violently contorts his body and repeatedly slams his head onto a table, causing shock and fear among the cast and crew. His behavior forces Peter to replace him with Joe, a co-star who was initially cast to play Miller's colleague. However, the supernatural events surrounding the production continue unabated. When Joe is alone on set, he is confronted by what appears to be a ghostly apparition of Miller and is subsequently killed by shards of glass from an exploding mirror. At home, the situation escalates further when Miller, in a sudden fit of rage, attacks Lee before dramatically throwing himself out of a window, leaving his fate uncertain. Father Connor, realizing the severity of the situation on set, decides to perform an exorcism during the filming. The scene takes a terrifying turn when Lee discovers Father Connor and Blake standing frozen, paralyzed in fear, before Anthony Miller, who is now fully possessed by a demonic force. As Miller taunts Lee and mocks her feeble attempts to wield the prayer book, she refuses to back down. Desperate and determined, she presses a crucifix against Miller, causing him to recoil in pain. This bold move breaks the spell that had paralyzed Connor and Blake, allowing them to regain control of their body. Sensing an opportunity, Father Connor bravely offers himself to the demon, urging Lee and Blake to flee to safety. In a horrifying twist, Connor becomes possessed, and the demon's control shifts to him. However, this act of self-sacrifice jolts Miller back to consciousness. With a surge of determination, Miller grabs the crucifix and stabs Connor, who is under the demon's control. Driven by a newfound resolve, he begins to recite the exorcism rites from the prayer book with genuine conviction. Lee, standing beside him, joins in the powerful chant, their voices rising together in a desperate bid to banish the evil presence. As the exorcism ritual intensifies, Connor is engulfed in flames, and with his fiery immolation, the demon is finally vanquished. Sometime later, in a new location far removed from the horrors they faced, Miller reflects on how the ordeal has brought him closer to his daughter. The bond between them has strengthened, and they have found a sense of peace and understanding. Inspired by their experiences, Lee begins to work on the film script, channeling the trauma and hope they have lived through into her writing. None of the horror elements in the film manage to deliver genuine scares. While some scenes are a bit eerie, and Crowe makes every effort to create a chilling atmosphere, most of the scares are recycled tropes we've seen countless times before. Demonic voices, unnatural body contortions, unexplained cuts and wounds, and so on. It's all there, but nothing feels fresh. To the movie's credit, the film's setting does offer a slightly different angle, providing an interesting behind-the-scenes look at the world of filmmaking. However, the core of the movie feels very familiar. The Exorcism ends with a lackluster final act that fails to capitalize on its initially intriguing premise. The idea of using possession as a metaphor for addiction is compelling, and early on, it seems like the filmmakers might be aiming for something unique. However, the film's conventional and disappointingly uninspired conclusion falls flat. Meanwhile, the thinly developed characters drift through a surprisingly low-stakes story that had the potential to be much more impactful. Thank you very much for watching the whole video. And if you have a movie or TV show that you want us to cover, just comment it down below. We'll make a video of it in the future. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out our playlist for more recaps.